I've got a willingness to contribute positively to the well-being of my fellow citizen. As a Nigerian, I'm a provider, helper, listen to me. As I listen to you, I'm a born winner and I cherish security. As a Nigerian, I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
Green, white, green, oh I pledge my dear country. I'm embodied with observance and courtesy. There is nothing in this world above me, if no be God. Pushing against all odds till my goals are attained. Nigerian spirit, Nigerian dream. Nigerian spirit, Nigerian dream. I know if you forget Nigerian promise to me.
I am reliable. Oh, I know I'm responsible for my actions. I am strong, healthy. Can't you see I am blessed? I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
Moving Nigeria to greatness.
Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
I'm not even supposed to be doing this.
I've got a willingness to contribute positively to the well-being of my fellow citizen. As a Nigerian, I'm a provider, helper, listen to me. As I listen to you, I'm a born winner and Nigerian security. As a Nigerian, I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
Green, white, green, oh I pledge my dear country. I'm embodied with observance and courtesy. There is nothing in this world above me, if no be God. Pushing against all odds till my goals are attained. Nigerian spirit, Nigerian dream. Nigerian spirit, Nigerian dream. I know if you forget Nigerian promise to me.
I am reliable. Oh, I know I'm responsible for my actions. I am strong, healthy. Can't you see I am blessed? I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
Moving Nigeria to greatness.
Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
Your attention is needed. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be commencing soon. Please kindly be at alert. We're expecting the Director General in any minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's be upstanding as we receive the Director General.
You want to do that? Okay.
Shall we take the national anthem, ladies and gentlemen? Nigeria, we hail the native land, though tribes and tongues may be motherland. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the leadership of National Orientation Agency, I'd like to welcome you all. We apologize sincerely for starting late. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you the host of this event, the Director General of National Orientation Agency, Malam Larry Isaominu. A round of applause, please. And we have some special guests with us, and representing the Secretary General, Dr. Mike Ike of NUT, Mrs. Margaret Jeffrey. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Also, we have Dr. Olaleko Fadolapo, DG ARCOM, that's Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause. It's a law on Wednesday, May 29, 2024, after the Senate and House Representative passed the legislation to swap the national anthem from Arise, O Compatriot to Nigeria, we hail thee. Here we are today. So let me also recognize the presence of the NOA directors. We have here Mrs. Teresa Nalwe, Orientation and Behavior Education Director. Please recognize her. We recognize Mr. Ken Onyejepu, Procurement Director. And also, seated, we recognize the presence of Mrs. Ayisola Olawoyo, Human Resources Management Director. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. Also, Mrs. Rebecca Nassan, General Service Director. Thank you, ma'am, for coming. Also, we have Mr. Sule, Director, Mr. Sule Haruna, Director of Finance and Accounts. Round of applause for our directors present. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to invite the Director General We have seated one more director. Apologies. David Akoji, Special Duties and State Operation. We have Mrs. Teresa Madeke, Director. We have Director of Orientation and Behavior. Director of Behavior Modification, Public Enlightenment is Mrs. Teresa. Mobilization, that's Mr. Teresa Madeke. We also have, I can see at the back, the Director for Leaders, Mr. William Stoke. So round of applause for him. Thank you. Aside you, Director Mrs. Olubukola Olorofemi, Reform Coordination and Service Improvement. A round of applause. We are taking your time. So right now, I'd like to quickly welcome Director General Malam Lare Isaonilu to give his remark. A round of applause, sir. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, the DGs of HACON and MPC. Thank you for being here to be part of this very important assignment. The directors of NOA, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you to this place. Good afternoon, my colleagues. It's my pleasure. This press conference is very important as it touches directly on what binds all of us together as citizens of this country. Recently, we're all aware that we reverted back to our old national anthem. So the old, now new national anthem that we all are trying to learn. NOA has the mandate not just to ensure that we learn it, but the most important thing is for us to live the tenets and the meaning of the anthem. So this particular press conference is necessitated, because of two issues. One, we've noticed all sort of versions of this anthem all over the country. The lyrics are, in most cases, not exactly what they are. And it is important that we know what the anthems, all the stanzas are word for word, letter for letter, including even punctuation marks. These are all part of it. And we should not forget that the national anthem, as of today, is a product of the Nigerian law, which means we must take everything in it very seriously. So the second issue is to the effect that we have all sorts of renditions. That is the way we sing it, also in circulation. Yeah, there can be as many as anybody can produce, but there has to be an official version that wherever we have official function, that is what is played. And it is not a new process. This is what every country goes through when you have a new national anthem. Not only the lyrics, but it has to also be produced as a sing-along song that people can also have as part of their system. Now, it is also important for us to know that national anthem is also part of the national identity of a country. So we have had two in the past. And once we hear the melody, we all understand that it's the national anthem. The melody for this particular one, just like we had in the past, will also be produced. And then there will be official melody. And part of what we are going to do in the coming week is to begin the process of producing the official melody. I would get to that. So I will go into, I have a small statement here, which I'm going to read out. Then we can take some questions and answers after that. Okay, so you're welcome again. Recall that the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, signed into law the new National Anthem Act on the 29th of May 2024. The National Anthem is part of the National Identity Project of the Tinubu administration, being one of the 7 programs for the institutionalization of our national values. The anthem is one of the country's national symbols, which NOA, as custodian, is mandated to promote and preserve its integrity for national cohesion, unity, and for us to have a sense of patriotism. Today's event is to present the official version, which will clear all doubts about the correct lyrics as contained in the act signed by the President. We call the attention of Nigerians to the line 3 of the first stanza, which reads, "Though tribes and tongues may differ." Please note that the words tribes and tongues are in plural. We want you also to note that line 5 of the first stanza reads, "Nigerians all are proud to serve." The word "are" and "not" and is the correct version. Nigerians all are proud to serve. On the official instrumental and audio rendition, the NOA will call for entries for the production of an authentic Nigerian melody, taking into cognizance the indigenous instrumentation of the Nigerian people. The effective date for the entries and the procedure will be announced through NOA channels in the coming week. Regarding questions about the national prayer, the NOA will follow the official procedure of a new national prayer. The national pledge remains valid and it is operational. The NOA's values orientation programs, as envisioned under the federal government's National Values Charter, seek to define the Nigerian citizens' shared identity with clearly stated commitment of both leaders and citizens. The Charter, operating under the 747 social contract, will guide our national values for a reciprocal commitment of leaders and citizens towards building a nation we all can be proud of. NOA will be working with a wide spectrum of stakeholders to ensure citizens buy-in of the national anthem and sing it reflectively with a sense of pride. Thank you for listening. So we can short questions, answers. We have spent some time here, so we can be as snappy as possible. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we will take note of those who want to ask questions and permit the NUT representatives, because NUT, the Nigerian Union of Teachers, is a key stakeholder in getting this anthem. You might want to say a word. Thank you.
The Director General of NOA, other directors, all protocol duly observed. Good afternoon, all. I'm here representing the Secretary General of Nigeria Union of Teachers, Dr. Mike Ike-Eme, who would have loved to be here, but because of one thing or the other, he has asked me to represent him here. And I want to say that when it was signed into law, it's going to be the responsibility of the teachers to take it down to the grassroots. The new national anthem, we want to say we are happy for the change, because if you look at the lyrics, take it or leave it, you will notice that it's richer. That is the way I look at it. And if teachers do not partner in making sure that this goes down, we'll find it difficult. You discover that even the students in the nursery school sometimes, they correct their parents. So the teachers has a greater role to play. And I want to emphasize and to say here this afternoon that all teachers of Nigeria are very ready to partner with NOA to make sure that this new national anthem gets to the grassroots and we get the lyrics right and we get the message deep down in us. God helping us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam. We are very grateful. So let's the DG Akon is remarked.
The DG NOA, DG National Broadcasting Commission, representative of the NUT, and directors of NOA present, gentlemen of the press. I speak on behalf of the Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria. As we all know, we are involved in communication. The primary role of advertising is communication. We want to identify with National Orientation Agency on this. We are going to cascade this into creative. We're going to be part of the learning and the relearning process of the new national anthem. It is instructive that not only as a government agency, but as individuals, that we need to take this message home. At this junction, if we take a detailed look at the lyrics, if we internalize the lyrics, we will understand that this is not just speaking to us. It's speaking to our country. It's speaking to the need for us to come together and forge a common front. I want to commend the NOA for this. And that's why we are here to say we're in this journey together. We're going to push the education out together. We're going to walk the streets with this, and we're going to achieve success by ensuring that this message is taken down to all Nigerians in the nook and crannies of the country. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, DG Akon. The MBC is here. The broadcast materials. We are glad to have you.
DG NOA, my fellow DGs, allow me to stand on existing protocol. So I want to say, as the regulator, we stand definitely with the NOA on this. I mean, if I may speak on the fact, we all are on social media. We've seen the different renditions out there, some of it like comedy and all that. It shouldn't be. And I mean, the commission identifies what the NOA is doing, because if it is not corrected, we're going to have a bigger situation on our hands where it would be taken almost as a caricature. This is our national allegiance. This is a common, the anthem and all of that is what we identify as Nigerians. So it should be communicated right. I am happy to be part of this, and I can tell you very clearly that the NBC will support this, and we will come out with our own strategy on how this will be well communicated. And you know, it's for the younger ones and generations who are coming hereafter to get it right, and then we'll together have a consciousness as Nigerians that this is the right thing to do. So I identify with it, and I want to thank you for the initiative. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I take your job along with mine. So we can have those questions.
So indications?
No,
Ladies and gentlemen, please you introduce yourself, your name, the organization you're representing, and your questions to be relevant to what we're doing here. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is George. Everything else will be automatic. So apparently there's a process. And I want to ask if there is a legal process for the adoption of an anthem in the first place. I read up a little bit about the history about how Nigeria hailed the January 1959, which was an open thing to foreigners and Nigerians. It was also the same period we got our flag, our pledge, our anthem. The rendition was another person, 3,000 entries from around the world. With the anthem in 1979, the military thought to change it because we'd come from a civil war, and then they needed Nigerians to have a different mindset. So there were reasons, and it was thrown open. A lot of us don't have a problem with changing anthems, countries, Australia, but we wanted to understand, since you said there's a process for the adoption of a pledge, is there a legal process for the adoption of an anthem? And was it followed? Because it's our identity. A lot of us, if we're alive when an anthem is done, we want to feel part of the process. Our identity is what we're going to sing everywhere we go to, probably the end of our lives. A lot of Nigerians want to feel it. And right now, why there's a bit of anger is because they were not part of the process. They don't understand why. I understand the reason in 1959, I understand the reason in 1979. So my simple question is there a legal process? Just as you said, there's a due process for a new pledge. Is there a due process for adopting a new national anthem?
Thank you. Okay, I see your hand. Come over.
Well,
thank you. Good afternoon, DG. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chinaza Samuel. I report for Arise News. DG, I wonder what feedback or reaction you've received so far regarding the new national anthem. My question is, how would the National Orientation Agency promote and ensure widespread adoption of the new national anthem? I already know you're working with stakeholders who are here, but just over the weekend, we saw on social media some prominent Nigerians verbally say they will not join the new national anthem. How do you handle incidents like that? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Well, good evening, sir. I'm Solomon. I write for Punch newspaper. Following the decision to change the existing national anthem to a new one, because you said this one has more lyrics that everyone can key into. I would like to know if we'll be seeing this, the lyrics of this new anthem in various languages in the country, because when you want to get an Hausa man to speak, to do things the way passionately, then you must speak his language. And that's the perception we have in this country. Will you be also doing that? And also, a lot of persons who have vowed not to respect or not to pay homage to this new national anthem. What will the agency be doing to ensure widespread acceptance of this new national anthem? Thank you very much.
Thank you. coming over. Let me
Okay, so we take the first three questions. Okay. The first one from my sister from Nigeria Info. She spoke as to what due process was adopted, and since we also refer to certain due process that we're going to take in adopting the pledge, I didn't say we are going to take any due process in adopting the pledge. We have a national pledge which is still valid and is still operational. Yeah, what you refer to as due process, as at 1959, was the due process in 1959, and it was followed. Under the military as well, what was supposed to be the due process as prescribed by the extant rule that also here for this anthem to be brought back. The confab of 2014, just 10 years ago, a decade ago, with 492 members representing the various sections of this country, had unanimous, agreement that this should be brought back. And so now, since it came back, you wonder what procedure. The procedure was duly followed. It was passed by the National Assembly, and the president graciously assented to it. So the next stage, as part of the procedure, is to ensure that Nigerians understand exactly what the lyrics are. And then we also create the melody. There are two things I want to clear here. Even in 1959, it was not handed to us by the colonialists, as people put it. Nigerians were members of the panel who called for entries from Nigerians and people from any part of the world. And they carefully selected the one that they considered best represented our realities. So, and following that, which is the procedure we are talking about now, they created a melody. Now, this is 2024. We have looked through the lyrics. We have not seen anything that is unfit for purpose as at this time. The lyrics represent our realities. But what melodies are we going to have? Are we going to take wholesale what was done in 1959? Because we have our own peculiar music culture. And we are going to follow the same procedure of calling for entries and receive submissions so that Nigerians now can decide what melody is best as far as they are concerned. So that procedure with the stakeholders, we are going to announce the procedure to Nigerians to do that. If this were completely a new anthem, I suppose there might be some form of wide range consultations, but it's not a new anthem. It's what we have had before, and there was so much longing for it to come back. So I hope that answered that question. My friend Chinaza, Arise TV, said what reactions we are getting. Let me be honest with you. I am personally shocked. And also as the Director General of the agency that has the responsibility to promote this. the level of enthusiasm. Let's break it down. First and foremost, most Nigerians above 50 had no issue with this. They've been looking for it. And we have seen that play out the way people have been singing it. I saw a woman in a sick bed with, intravenous on her, sitting down to sing this anthem. I've seen a woman in the farm whose granddaughter asked her, she stood up in attention to sing it enthusiastically. So all across the country, we've seen beyond our imagination the kind of positive reactions we didn't even expect. Within 24 hours, when it was signed, we saw schools with children already singing it. Not that they were teaching them, they were already singing it. And when I was in New York, as I said last week, and I addressed a student body, I'm sure they will be in the range of 500 or 1,000. The enthusiasm we saw from them, even though they didn't know about it before. See, we can query any other thing, but it will be difficult to say that the lyrics do not represent our reality. This connects more with our psychology, as a people, than what we were having before. And how will it be adopted? It will be adopted, first and foremost, we have crossed the first bridge. The first bridge is to ensure that what you have done resonates with the people. We have seen that it resonates with the people. The second bridge is to not, because anthem is not something you just sing. We must live our life based on the true meanings of the lyrics. And that is the job of NOA. And we also must say and emphasize that the anthem, this national anthem, is one of the 7 processes of institutionalizing our national values that NOA is embarking on. There is a national identity project of this administration. These are the processes that have been put in place for Nigeria to move from being a country to become a nation. We all have identities as Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Efik, Ibibio, Tiv, whatever. But as Nigerians, we have not created an identity. So we must have shared identity, where when we are to be identified, we see ourselves first and foremost as Nigerians before we talk of what tribe we come from. So it will be adopted by deliberate efforts of NOA and other stakeholders. You've heard what HACOM DG said, you've heard what NBC said, and most importantly, the teachers in this country are ready, and they are working even ahead of this particular official presentation. So we also immediately, it was signed, gave our staff in all our 812 office locations nationwide to commit this to heart. And they did it. And this press conference is also informed by the feedback we got all across the country from our staff in all the 774 local governments, who says people are so happy to the extent that they are not waiting. And that has led to having all sorts of versions in town. So this is just coming timely to ensure we address that situation. My friend Solomon from Punch, will there be this in different languages? There are already, unofficially though, and that also speaks to how well received this national anthem has been. People are already, singing it in their own local languages. Just this morning, I saw one sang in Apala music. For those who are Yoruba, they know what Apala is all about, So that's an adoption, that is being led by the citizens, even before we are intervening now. So we will continue to work. But again, by next week, when we launch our AI chatbot, you would also see this automatically rendered in whatever language you want. So on your own, you can request for it to be sung in your own language, and you will get it in your own language. This is also coming from NOA, the artificial intelligence tool that we are deploying by next week. Yeah, those who said they will not sing it. Well, I watched some of the tapes, and I saw people who overreacted and reacted too early. Trust me, they will sing it.
Is the presence of the National Orientation Agency on the social media in order to give the correct information as against the wrong information. And again, from what you said that those who do not want to sing the national anthem will sing it. But I'm also asking if the National Orientation Agency is also prepared to reorientate, to teach and instruct. Because from our own analysis, we have done some social analysis, we found out that some people who do not believe in this new old that has become new national anthem, from our findings, we found out that their grudges is that this is not what Nigeria needs at the time. So is National Orientation Agency prepared to, reorientate them to believe in this new culture?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sheyi Ajibade. I report for Radio Nigeria. My own worry is that I will be lying if I say the country is united. The country is already divided along ethnic lines. How effective now will this anthem be in changing the orientation of Nigerians, those who are already calling that they want to leave the country, and you are now bringing national anthem? How effective will this be to douse the tension in the country in this area?
Okay, so my name is Femi from Channels TV, and he spoke about the wide acceptance of this new national anthem and how Nigeria has other pressing issues. But there's been a report circulating online about spending over 814 billion on propagation of this new national anthem. So my question is, how would the agency, reply to this allegation? Thank you.
Sorry, if I may have your name again.
Yes.
From Channels, okay.
Would that be all? Any questions? Okay, that's all. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Interesting questions we have here. Okay. My friend Kenneth from NTA. How prepare is NOA to combat the negativity? And actually, how strong are we on social media to do that? Okay, let me say something. In communication, you must understand your environment and your audience. And in NOA, we do that very well. As I speak to you, you cannot find any government agency in Nigeria that has up to 300,000 followers on social media. None. Even in a situation where the head of agency is a blogger himself, who came with his own followership. We all should know why. Okay, if you don't know the reason, check Portable's handle. check to a Savage or Burna Boy. It's about what the Gen Z, the millennials and the alpha generations consider priorities. If you go to the Bank of Industry handles, where these youths can get a lot of support, they don't have up to 200,000 followers. And so when they announce they are doing anything, the youth are not there. They are with macaroni. Every generation has its own issues, the pluses and the minuses, you know. So because of that, we also need to understand that as we speak, we have 36.7 million social media users in Nigeria. 36.7, that's about 16% of our population. Not to disregard them, but to say that when we see things on social media, sometimes we believe the entire country, that is the opinion. No. We are talking practical communication now. Age 35 and below constitute about 75% of our population. So we are a very youthful country. If you take it further to 45 years and below, that's 93% of our population. So anybody that is above 45, to the oldest person in this country, we constitute just 7% of the population. So, but we now say of this 93%, only 36.7 million are active, unique social media users. So where do we reach the remaining, members of this country? That's why in NOA, we have cast our net on the social media and across the country. Our staff in the local government are not waiting to reach people just on the social media. They are on the road from community to community, talking to real people. Sometimes you may even be on the social media, you are talking to bots. You know what we call bots? These are artificial characters. They are not human beings, but they are created to run campaigns. So we, as of today, in NOA, we have data of 96 million Nigerians. You will see it next week when we deploy the AI tool. 96 million Nigerians with their contact details. And with the press of a button, they get our message. And this will happen very shortly, in another 10 days, this country will see it. Would excuse the DGs, they have a meeting. We thank you for the solidarity. Thank you very much. So, when some 5 months ago, we had about 9,000 followers on our Twitter. We have about 59,000 today. We are doing the best we can to do that. Even when you spend money to promote it, the message you want to give is not the kind of message that will make them to catch crows. And they want to catch crows. So, but you have to look for them in other places. Then people say, is that food? It's like a child telling the parents, when the parents say, you remember the son of whom you are, say that food. Of course, they go together. In the last 1 month, 2 significant things happened in this country that should make us realize that what makes a country is not just food. We all know that the Third Mainland Bridge has just been rehabilitated, sparkling clean, with the furnitures. And a Nigerian went there to remove some of the furniture to sell. Just Yesterday, the day before, we see a video in circulation of a patriotic Nigeria on the second Niger bridge, agonizing over why a Nigerian will wake up and remove the newly constructed, the metals on the bridge. So go and sell for peanuts. You can build a prosperous country with first-class infrastructure. If you don't build the people, they will destroy all that infrastructure. And that is what is going on in this country, because we have paid attention over the years only on how to produce and provide food. And we have not built the characters of the citizens. So, as they say from the part of the country where I come from, that the house, the mansion that you built, it is the son or child that you didn't build that will sell it. But if you build the child, if you have a bungalow, you will even build a mansion for you. So that's why this is also very, in fact, it is more important, so that we can all, because if you're talking of corruption or whatever other maladies we are talking of in this country, I don't know, character issue. So that's why it is important that we know that what makes us to cherish this country. To be patriotic, to love this country, and we are not talking to the citizens alone. If you have been following NOA, our National Values Charter has two components: commitment, and that is the difference between now and the past, when it was all about the citizens must do this, must be patriotic. And this time around, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says there has to be a social contract. The country must give commitment, and then the citizen also must give commitment. That's what we call 7 for 7, in our national identity project. The country is making 7 commitments, which we call the Nigerian Promise, and the citizens are also replying with 7 commitments, which we call the Citizen Codes. All of this campaign you will see as we go along. So it is actually what Nigeria needs as at now. My friend Sheyi, Nigerians are not divided along. In NOA, we have people from only God knows how many ethnic groups. I don't even know where people come from. They only know names. And it don't matter in real life. You all know your friends. Who is here? Whose friends are only from his ethnic group? Some of our best friends are from ethnic groups that we've never even visited where they are. So that is not the challenge of this country. They are being exploited. That is being exploited, by people who benefit from it. Our major problem is between the leaders and the people. And Nigerians are saying the leaders, enough is enough. And so President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said this several times. He was still lamenting when the NOA Consultative Forum met with him just last week, why local government must be allowed to function, showing concern for the people in the rural areas. This is what Nigerians are asking from the leaders. So, the last one, the 814 billion, the last time I saw it was 200 billion. Thank God our DFA is here. Well, let me say that we must be careful with what we say on social media. Even the person that is writing it does not believe in it. It's just part of the quiz culture. So, and they have no basis for it other than to just write it. I was watching the video of a guy that was arrested for cyber stalking or cyber bullying. And he damaged somebody's reputation, just wrote whatever came to his mind, just to make his friends feel good. And by the time he was picked by the law, he was shown pleading and was crying how he just woke up from the wrong side of the bed and wrote what he wrote. So most of those things are just writing it. But let me also say for the record, the agency that has the mandate to do what we are doing is NOA. And that's why we have humongous infrastructure nationwide to be able to reach everywhere. And NOA is the custodian of national symbols, which include the Constitution, the currency, the national anthem, the national pledge, the flag, the coat of arms, the seal of the president. All these are national symbols in NOA. And if that kind of money enters this place, you will have seen that I will have grown taller than I am. So I can assure you, as I speak to you, the federal government has not spent 1 naira. Quote me anywhere. 1 naira, or allocated 1 naira to this. Not at all. Not as I speak to you, 1 naira has neither been allocated nor spent by the federal government on it. What we are doing so far as NOA is to rely on our structure. With or without the national anthem, we work on daily basis, 24/7. And we do the best that we can. Well, you will say you can't do this without money, but we have not got that money. And no allocation of 800 naira, don't talk of 800 what? 840 billion, in this economy. So it was just cruise. I don't know if I covered all the. I did. Thank you very much. I appreciate your coming.
A round of applause for the DGs, ladies and gentlemen. The ladies of the press. I'm sure has been covered. All your questions have been covered. And it has been indeed an interactive session. So please
I've got a willingness to contribute positively to the well-being of my fellow citizen. As a Nigerian, I'm a provider, helper, listen to me.
As I listen to you,
I'm a born winner and I cherish security. As a Nigerian, I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
Green, white, green. Oh, I pledge my dear country. I'm embodied with observance and courtesy. There is nothing in this world above me, if no be God. Pushing against all odds till my goals are attained. Nigerian spirit, Nigerian dream. Nigerian spirit, Nigerian dream. I know if you forget Nigerian promise to me.
I am reliable. Oh, I know I'm responsible for my actions. I am strong, healthy. Can't you see I am blessed?
I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
Moving Nigeria to greatness.
Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.
I've got a willingness to contribute positively to the well-being of my fellow citizen. As a Nigerian, I'm a provider, helper, listen to me.
As I listen to you,
I'm a born winner and I cherish security. As a Nigerian, I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
Green, white, green. Oh, I pledge my dear country. I'm embodied with observance and courtesy. There is nothing in this world above me, if no be God. Pushing against all odds till my goals are attained. Nigerian spirit, Nigerian dream. Nigerian spirit, Nigerian dream. I know if you forget Nigerian promise to me.
I am reliable. Oh, I know I'm responsible for my actions. I am strong, healthy. Can't you see I am blessed?
I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code.
Moving Nigeria to greatness.
Brought to you by the National Orientation Agency, NOA.